Good morning, friends in language advocacy. It is a pleasure to have you here for the third annual Language Advocacy Day. I am Craig Carter-Edwards, one of the co-founders of the Language Access Coalition of Canada, and it is so great to have you here for our third annual Language Advocacy Day. It's an exciting day of events that are coming ahead, but really what it's about is not just the conversations that we're going to have and the ideas that we're going to formulate and things we're going to learn. It's about us together and how we can raise the voice of those that need to be heard and need to have equitable access to services, whatever language they speak or sign. We started the Language Access Coalition short 3 years ago because there was a clear need for this kind of advocacy to be had. There's far too many people in Ontario and across the country that don't have equitable access. They may have come to this country and speak English well enough to keep a job and work on basic things, or they may not. But even those that are might struggle in a legal situation or with that diagnosis in a hospital. These are challenges that cause them issues, cause stress for families. They cost us dollars in terms of extra services or prolonged services that could have been avoided. People that end up in prison that could have otherwise not. People that have prolonged hospital stays that otherwise could have not. There are real challenges out there. And it's not that nobody cares. If you aren't familiar with languages, if you don't speak a couple languages, it's really hard to understand, well, it's switching from lane A to lane B. Unless you are proficient in different languages, how do you understand this? That's where we come in. We have, over the last 3 years, met so many politicians and stakeholders that do care, and the more detail they get, the more they want to get involved. But it has to be a constant effort. Last year, only our second annual Language Advocacy Day, we had worked with politicians across Ontario and managed to get some of our ideas and some of our legislation pieces into the political platforms for the election. 3 of the 4 major political parties, that was a major win. But that's just a starting point. We know that politicians do want to make change, they just don't know where to start. And they need to understand how they can share that message with their stakeholders and their communities as well, which is where the advocacy part comes in. This is something that we as a coalition can't do without all of you as members and prospective members and others that work within the language advocacy space. We need to raise our voice, share our messages with all politicians and say, we are here to help you. Here's how it makes a difference. We want to engage with you now, over the course of the year, over the years to come, to empower you to be that frontline voice to your local politicians, to call them up, to arrange a meeting and say, hi, I'm here, I have an issue, I also have a solution. We want to help you make Ontario better for your constituents. That's what our job is. We do that through training, we do that through workshops and sessions. Most importantly, we do that by connecting with and sharing with the politicians, but doing so with voices like yours. We would particularly like to recognize the folks at Glendon College, York University, Université de Moncton, the University of Alberta. And again, it's the people that really make the events and advocacy possible. We have so many incredible partners that we want to recognize, and then you, the interpreters, the translators, the volunteers, all the other language advocates that we have met and worked with here in Ontario and even internationally. It is us together making this happen. We cannot thank you enough for being part of and making this journey possible. I want to give a special thank you to all my friends at MCS Language Services that I've been working with for the past 3 years to make Language Access Coalition happen. What an incredible team. We are so privileged to have them and all of you here to work together towards these goals, to build these ideas and to make a difference. So there is an exciting day of programming ahead of us, and we look forward to engaging with you and hearing your stories and your ideas as well. And at the end of this day, I hope we'll all be re-energized to get back out there and raise our voices again, keep knocking, keep pushing forward, because we can change this, but only if we are doing it together. I look forward to working with each and every one of you for the upcoming year for language advocacy.